right? There's a hypocrisy from the left wing narrative. And then it's very weird. I'm seeing a lot of this where it's funny, where people that are on the left, they hate the government so much, but then they want the government to control more businesses and they want them to tax them more, and they also want them to shut down free speech. But they hate the government so much, but then they like the government when it's convenient for them. When the Trump supporters go to riot or go to break into the Capitol building, now suddenly they're actually worried about the government officials, and they hold them to such a high standard where it's like, oh my God, they broke into the Capitol building. What are we gonna do? This is an act of incitement, or this is an act of sedition, or rather terrorism. This is a terrorist act, and they start freaking out. But then these are the same people that complain about how the government doesn't do anything for them and they didn't get them their checks, and then it's very weird. It's like only when it's convenient for these people to glorify the government they do so, when they really. And then that is another thing. Oh yeah, Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden, meanwhile, the guy campaigned Robert Byrd, who was a ex KKK member. He said racist things on the floor of the Senate before. He was talking about a racial jungle when he's talking about integrated busing systems. The guy has a very bad record under his belt. And then if you look at actually Trump's record compared to him, it's much better. Trump, especially before he was even president, the minority communities loved Trump because he did not care. The guy's from New York. He's a New Yorker. He's about getting work done. He's of the merchant class, and that's actually something that's written into the Federalist Papers. The founders, the framers of this Constitution, actually thought that the government would mostly be comprised of the mercantile class, the merchants, as in the businessmen, the salesmen, the people that run businesses, essentially, not career machine politicians like we have now. And people like having the machine. Everyone's like, John Kerry has so much experience as a machine politician. Oh yeah, okay, so what's John Kerry done for the country? Oh, well, he was in the government for a really long time, and he's had a lot of programs, and he's spent a lot of government paid tax money, American taxpayer money. He's done a really good job in paying in spending taxpayer money. That's really the argument that I've seen from the mainstream when they talk about, oh, this person's had a lot of experience. Okay, what did they do? None of them have experience in the private sector. Most of them are just career politicians, machine politicians.